Ìbàdàn ọjọ́ mẹ́rin rédíò mọ̀lẹ́bí ọ̀kan ṣoṣo àfojúsùn kan ṣoṣo àwọn ènìyàn tó ní ìlera tó péye àwùjọ tí ìlera ti péye kíkanní kànga gbọ́mọ̀gbẹ́ Wells Radio 89.3 FM ọdún kejì tí a fi ń dúró déédéé fún àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí.
FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Studio time check says it's 38 minutes past 6 a.m. It's the 13th day in January of 2026. Good morning to you, dear listener, and thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Fantastic day right here, the 13th of January 2026. I believe I said 2025 earlier, but it's the 13th of January 2026. For some of us, we've still not, gotten quite used to the new year, but it's a new year, and we're grateful. It's Perspectives Unlimited, coming to you live from Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. Wells Radio is that radio that is very suitable for family. I believe you enjoyed the hymns that we played you from, past 5 to about 6. I I was also listening along in the spirit, and it was just wonderful to listen to all those hymns, in Yoruba and English. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And that's why we're here, to ensure that you get a good start to your day. And now it's time for information. You know how they say that knowledge is power, right? So we want to empower you with the knowledge of the things that are happening in the country. On Perspectives Unlimited, we take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. So once again, good morning and welcome. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. How are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. And I pray that as you go out this morning, the Lord will perfect your steps and order your steps in His words, His ways. Let's take a look at the headlines making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We'll start with the Daily Trust newspaper, where the lead headline says Katsina, fresh attacks amidst bandits release plan. That story is on page 3 of the Daily Trust newspaper. REA budgets 8.75 billion naira for projects in MD. Power Ministers states. That's on page 19. 2027. Tambua welcomes foreign intervention for credible polls. That story is on page 30. FCTA to spend 73% of 2026 budget on Maitama. You find that on page 6. Soldiers deployment for internal security weakening police, says Buratai. That's on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. More headlines. Defection rumor. Police deploy security to Kano government house. So that story is on page 11. This is a sad story. Generator fumes kills six family members in Rivers. That's on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Moving on to the front page of the Punch newspaper, the lead headline says 2-year refining milestone. Fuel import spending crashes 54% to $6.7 billion. Bill falls from $14 billion in 2023 to $11 billion in 2024 and $6.7 billion in 2025. Experts push for refining boom. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. 21,000 unregistered refugees in Nigeria. That story is on page 7, and that's coming from the UN agency. More headlines. Impeachment storm. Fubara says no notice as 2 lawmakers pull out. That's on page 5. More headlines. 2027. APC targets 9 million registered members. Opposition kicks. That's on page 2. PDP, APC fight for control of Osun local government secretariats. That's on page 25. Federal government votes 19 billion naira for VP's aircraft engine and others. You find that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Trump threatens airstrikes on Iran as protest deaths hit 600. That story can be found on page 25 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. We'll take a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Rivers crisis. Pandef moves for reconciliation. 2 lawmakers plead for leniency. The writer says Kanu Agabi-led committee gets 14 days to end rifts. That's on page 15. Accra of Badagry dies at 89. Sanwo-Olu mourns. That's on page 4. 95 contestants jostle for Awujale stool. You find that on page 4. Osun civil society groups accuse APC officials, police of occupation of local government secretariat. That's on page 3. Nigeria pushes gas trade investment pact with UAE. That's on page 28. Lithium ore. 7 trucks seized in Southwest as Ministry of Solid Minerals, DSS, clamped down on thefts. That's on page 26. And in health, vitamin C safeguards fertility from harmful chemical exposure. This according to a study on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. More headlines. E-registration. Governors, coordinators have no power to deny willing members, says APC chairman. Cautions against exclusion. Ex-governor Segun Oni rejoins APC. Registers in hometown. That's on page 2. And we have here Chimamanda. Anesthetist Society seeks involvement in Lagos State probe of alleged medical negligence. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. These and many more we'll be taking a look at and discussing on Perspectives Unlimited this morning. I have with me our analyst, Mr. Chukwemeka Munachi. So good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Bola. I'm doing very well by the grace of God.
By the special grace of God.
Yes.
All right. You're welcome this morning. We're taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in the country. But let's quickly talk about a story that, caught my eye on one of the dailies. That's the Daily Trust newspaper. A very sad one. The story of how generator fumes killed 6 family members in River State. I'm sorry, we're starting off with sad news, but I believe there's a lesson in this.
It's a reality.
There's a lesson in this for someone out there. Now, I'll just take the story and then we'll quickly discuss.
Okay.
It says 6 members of a family have been found dead in their residence at Ogali Eleme community in Eleme local government area of River State. The bodies were discovered on Sunday after police operatives forced open the door of the apartment at about 3 p.m. Confirming the incident, the spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Iringe Kuko, said preliminary investigations indicated possible generator fume poisoning. She said the generator was allegedly left running in the parlor while the victims went to sleep. And according to her, investigations have commenced to fully ascertain the circumstances surrounding the death. The family members, aged 49, 35, 18, 14, 7, and 25. Now, I know that when I was younger, I read also, I think on the dailies or I heard on the radio about a lady. The news was quite popular then because it was somehow. So apparently what happened was it wasn't her generator, right? It happened in Lagos, I believe. She slept in her room, but her neighbor had turned on, I'm not sure if the neighbor was male or female, had turned on his or her generator, and to reduce the noise that he would be hearing, at his backyard, decided to position it at this woman's backyard. Not even at the backyard. He put it, at her window side.
The exhaust pipe.
Unfortunately for her, that was the only window that let air in and out of her room. And apparently, it was during the day, so it was either she had gone for a night vigil and come back so tired and exhausted that she slept off. And she slept into death. I can't remember what, eventually happened then. But I believe there's a lesson in this for someone. I want you to...
You see, Bola, what we are seeing in our country is negligence. You understand? Yeah, from individuals and from the state. Why individuals? This thing has repeatedly killed people in this country. And people still... Does it mean they don't read about it? Does it mean they don't see that these things are having news of death? But maybe they feel that, it can't happen to me. Let me do it.
And I know that we have that mindset a lot in Nigeria.
In this country, it can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus.
Yes, you understand. But the issue again is this. Just like when fuel-laden tanker falls, Nigerians will still go.
And they tell us not to scoop.
Yes, and the Nigerians will still go there and scoop this thing. Now, where do I bring in the state? But when I was in primary school, Nigeria changed. Is it left-hand drive or the right-hand drive or something? Do you know that as a primary school people, they came to our school to compose a song on left-hand drive? If you are crossing, look left, look right before you cross. As children, we learned this thing. The state was functioning then. Nigeria was normal. I don't know the agency that did it that time because it was very, very, it was in the late 70s. I don't know the name of the agency. I was just a child. But I knew that they were telling us when you want to cross road. We even came home and be teaching our parents.
Such that even if the parents don't know, the children can teach their parents.
We came back. I remember I came back home that day. Throughout that month, I would tell my mother, if you want to cross, look right, look left. Before you were singing it. the state instilled it in us as children. Where is National Orientation Agency today? Where are they? MAMSA came under Jerry Ghana. MAMSA did a lot. Some of the things that are killing people, these are the things that these agencies will take up and let Nigerians know that, look, don't put a generator near your window. They can find a way to compose a song around it. We have artists, we have actors and actresses who can do these things and save lives of our citizens. Do we do it? No. All we are fixated on is telling people on what the party is doing, what this one is doing. No, that is not the issue. Now, do you know that why, if you go to that thing that killed those people, I went to somewhere, and the whole, Bola, in fact, I don't know how, the noise, the generator, you know, they have different kinds of, this one will be here, this one will be there, this one will be there, and all of them were chained. So we are chained to a tree, so we are chained to a house, so we are chained to a pillar. That is the
you know why they changed their generators?
Statement of wait. Now, that's because there's criminality everywhere.
I was going to say that because it's so bad. And I'm not making a case for people who turn on their generators inside their house. But some have said that it's so bad that these people that steal the generators, even if you change your generator, they come and then they cut the inner parts, the engine parts, and take it away.
That's what I'm saying. So that is a statement of the fact that the society is undergoing something that we cannot explain. Now, they change everything. And you know why people take the generator inside their room, inside their kitchen, inside everywhere? It's because of theft. But at the expense of their own life.
And health.
Even if you survive, what are you still going to, because it's carbon monoxide you are taking in,
yes,
which is very dangerous.
Carbon monoxide poisoning is very serious.
Very
can
serious.
Lead to death.
Can lead to death. You understand? So that is what our agencies supposed to do. Sensitize people. Let's start from primary school. Children will go home and tell their parents, don't put generator in the room. Don't put generator near the window. Children, when they want to collect school fees, when schools do it.
Yes.
Tell my daddy, pay my school fees. Daddy, they take it home. These are things that, ordinary things, it doesn't cost money. Government, but the problem we have in Nigeria is that it is like the citizens are on their own. What government is all after is power. But you can't be in power if the citizens that you are going to rule are not okay. So that's what I'm saying. So these agencies must find a way to communicate with Nigerians on some of the things that are killing us.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And, I know you're listening out there and you've said, oh, thank you so much for this information. We won't put our generators inside our house anymore. We'll face it, towards a direction where the smoke can easily disperse. That makes a lot of sense. But also remember that for those of you who use the mosquito coil, don't ever turn it on and leave it and stay in the house.
While you are inside the room, it's very dangerous.
It can also cause, air pollution, smoke inhalation, poisoning, and it can also cause a fire.
But wait, if we have power, do we need generator?
I was going to say that because this then brings to the fore the failing in our power sector.
That's what I'm saying. The failure of the system to take care of the citizens. If we have power, do we need generator? Why do I need generator for? That is the thing. There are some countries that you dare not bring in generator. You cannot bring it in. But the system has failed the people. So that's why everybody is making do with everybody is his own government. You provide their own water, you provide their own power, you provide their own security. Then why are we in a state?
Thank you so much. Let's move on quickly to more stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. This one is on the front page of the Punch newspaper, and the headline says 2-year refining milestone. Fuel import spending crashes 54% to $6.7 billion. Now, the amount spent on the importation of refined petroleum products has dropped sharply by 54% in 2 years, falling from $14.58 billion in the first 9 months of 2023 to $6.71 billion in the corresponding period of 2025, according to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria's balance of payment reports. They said it declined from $14.58 billion in the first 9 months of 2023 to $11.38 billion dollars in the corresponding period of 2024 before dropping further to $6.71 billion within 9 months of 2025. This is supposed to be, I don't know, this is supposed to be good news on one hand, but I'm not sure that is good news.
Is it going to translate into good news?
Yes, that's the question I want to ask now, because now we're seeing from data available that the amount we're spending on the importation of refined petroleum products has dropped sharply. Which, obviously points to the fact that if importation has dropped, that means production in-house is working.
Who is producing?
But has this, well, that's one question.
Yes.
On the other hand, has this local production translated to a reduction in the prices?
That's what I'm saying. But you see, when you are reeling out those figures, I see them as being cosmetic.
Cosmetic.
Yes. You know why?
Is it that you don't believe that it has dropped?
GDP, they told us that our GDP has grown astronomically. But has it translated to the welfare of the citizens? No. It has not. So it is highly cosmetic. The only figure I will believe that is a reality, rooted in reality, is the one that when I read about it, I will see it in the street that actually this thing has come down. That is the only one I will believe. I don't believe in reeling out figures. Very good on paper, very good on television, very good on listening, but you look at the lives of the people, there's no impact on the people. So I can't believe this. Until we see that, look, this thing, okay, it has reduced, and people are paying less for what they have been paying higher before. Then that's when I know that this thing is real. But for now, to me, it's not real. And most I'm not speaking just for myself. I know that most Nigerians believe that this is not reality. That until they begin to feel the impact, then they will know that, oh, this thing is actually true. It's happening.
Now, for decades, Nigeria has relied heavily on imports, particularly refined petroleum products like petrol, diesel, kerosene, and the likes. This is due to limited domestic productive capacity, weak industrial output, and chronic underinvestment in critical infrastructure. And so this made import financing one of the largest drains on foreign exchange earnings. And the removal of petrol subsidy in 2023, marked a major turning point. And this has, in essence, reduced the importation. But even as the importation has reduced, let's imagine, for a minute that the government didn't have the capacity because they were paying subsidy to fix our refineries. The government hasn't been paying subsidy now since some months into 2023, and this is 2026. Shouldn't we have enough monies to fix our refineries?
Yes, but
now?
Let me tell you something. When you talk of, I don't know what is wrong with third world countries. Do you know a country as big as Venezuela that has the largest oil reserve in the whole world? Do you know Venezuela people still queue for fuel? Is it not a shame? Do you know that Nigeria, with all that we have, we cannot even have our own refinery? Or despite the money we have sunk into this
and we still continue to sink into it.
I'm coming. We keep sinking. Look at Ajokuta still. Do you know we started at the same time with South Korea? Go and check what South Korea is sending to the world. They are exporting steel. We can't even produce a spoon. Ajokuta, go and check. We started, I think, how many years ago, with South Korea at the same time. And yet we cannot produce spoon, even needle. Now, our refineries are not working. We are importing.
We're also getting from a private refinery.
And we have spent a lot of money. Instead of bringing to book these people that have mismanaged these refineries.
But is that the way forward?
No, but we have to. There must be consequences.
Isn't it looking backward?
No, yes, we must look. If a society where there are no consequences for for breaching public trust, you cannot prosper. When you are in power and you know that you can do what you like, that society is going nowhere. But what keeps people doing their work is that they know that, look, if I misbehave, something is waiting for me. Why is it that our politicians are just jumping from one corner to another? Because they know that at the end of the day, the state is so weakened that nothing will happen to them. Human beings are wired that way. That is why where there is no, that's why God will give you, if you follow my way, I will bless you. If you don't follow my way, he said, choose you this day. Why are we choosing? When you know that there are consequences for choosing wrong, you will pay for it. But in Nigeria, there are no consequences for any breach. You do what you want to do and you get away because the state is weakened. And that's why I said there is a correlation between a state where laws are obeyed and the state that operates in lawlessness. You can't prosper. Where laws are obeyed, men will like to breach, to do certain things in their country. But because they know that if I do this thing, this is where we end up, they will not do it. But a place where they know that you can do whatever you like, prosperity will be very far away from those people.
Thank you so much for your take on that. We'll take a short break on Perspectives Unlimited. When we come back, we'll take a look at more headlines. There's so many more stories that we still have to talk about. The defection rumors in Kano State. We'll also talk about Rivers State, the impeachment saga going on. We'll be back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Christ Ambassadors International College is a private, co-educational Christian day and boarding school located at Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We offer a blend of Nigerian and British curricula designed to nurture global leaders with godly values. With world-class facilities, exciting co-curricular programs, exceptional pastoral care, and outstanding academic results, we ensure your child's dream becomes a reality. Our entrance examination for 2026-2027 academic session will hold on Saturday, 14th February 2026 at 8 a.m. For inquiries, please call 0704 530 8414 or 0814-177-2806 or visit www.christambassadorscollege.com. Christ Ambassadors International College, nurturing global and godly scholars.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it, with delivery to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafi Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
This January, Wells Radio 89.3 FM celebrates 2 years of purposeful broadcasting, 2 years of serving families, amplifying voices, and touching lives across Oyo State. And because we believe radio should give back, we're marking our 2nd anniversary with a week of health and care for you. Day 1, Wednesday, January 14th. Join us for a health walk as we move together from Wells Radio 89.3 FM to High Court Ring Road. Let's walk for wellness. Let's walk for life. Day 2, Thursday, January 15th. See clearly. Enjoy free eye care services courtesy of Maka Specialist Eye Hospital, Elebu Junction, Akala Expressway, Ibadan. Day 3, Friday, January 16th. Your body matters. Get physiotherapy care for the elderly and an empowering health talk from Premier Physiotherapy, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Day 4, Saturday, January 17th. We wrap it up with general medical care services provided by Zoe Specialist Hospital, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Your favorite presenters will be on ground to make it more exciting. 4 days, 1 radio family, 1 mission, healthy people, healthy community. Wells Radio 89.3 FM, 2 years strong, still intentional, still for the family.
FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
You're welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Its Perspectives Unlimited, and we're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. If you're just joining us, kindly find us on social media. We're currently live on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We're also live on YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Would also like you to find us on other social media platforms at Wells Radio 893. You can listen directly via our website www.wellsradio893.com. Once again, my name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. Let's get to it quickly and take a look at the headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. All right. This headline on the Punch newspaper says impeachment storm. Fubara says no notice as 2 lawmakers pull out. Now, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara is yet to receive any formal notice of impeachment from the State House of Assembly, 3 days after 27 lawmakers commenced impeachment proceedings against him and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu. Recall that the majority members of the Assembly loyal to the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, last Thursday initiated impeachment proceedings over alleged misconduct. Although the Speaker of the Assembly, Martin Amewule, had said he would ensure that the impeachment letter was delivered to the governor, a source in Government House disclosed on Monday evening that no official communication has been received. The source, who craved anonymity as he was not authorized to speak, said, and this is in quotation marks, "I can tell you for free that the governor and his deputy have not revealed any notice from the Assembly." Don't forget that the governor returned from his trip overseas on Sunday and managed to attend the church service for the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. He has not rested and he needs to inspect several ongoing projects scattered all over. So for now, I know he hasn't received any letter. I have not seen the governor myself. This man is busy working and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, two of the pro-Wike lawmakers have backed out of the impeachment plot, urging their colleagues to suspend the move against Fubara and the deputy governor, Professor Ngozi Odu. The lawmakers made the appeal on Monday during a press conference in Port Harcourt, the state capital, calling for an alternative resolution to the political crisis. This was coming from the minority leader of the House and representative of the Omuma State constituency, Sylvanus Onwako, who called on the Assembly to exercise restraint and explore options outside the impeachment process. You know, when the latest impeachment news, because again, when it comes to River State in this time of Siminalayi Fubara, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, as they say in local parlance, I'll say that impeachment notice na water, because this is not the first time. This is like the third time,
yes,
that the lawmakers are threatening, impeachment. It seems like when there's any little inconvenience, they're threatening, with impeachment. So this is not new. Now, apologies. I was going to ask, and I guess this has answered my question, that is it possible for a governor to not at least have some sympathizers within the House of Assembly?
No, it's not. What you have just read out now, two people, we are still going to see more. Let me use the word decamping from that circle that wants to impeach the governor. Two just said they are no longer interested. We are going to still have more of them coming out to say that they are no longer in support of impeaching the governor.
The governor.
You understand? So the issue is this: APC as a party will not permit that. The national body has spoken in favor of Fubara. Even the national secretary Bashiru almost had issue. He had issue with Wike and everything. And
but yet the president remains silent.
No, I'm coming. The president is silent because I think he's still weighing options. You understand? But at the end of the day, he will not, because Fubara is still the leader of APC in River State. So he cannot allow Wike to propel him to throw Fubara under the bus. It's not going to happen. Wike is just being delusional, and there is nothing like impeachment of that governor. He is going to remain there. And Wike himself is afraid of joining APC, because if he does that, he will go to the back of the line because he met some people in the party. The fact that you are supporting the president does not give you an edge over the governor, who is now the leader of the party in the state. So it's not going to happen.
And besides, you're not a member of the party.
You're not a member of the party, so it's a catch-two situation. So there's nothing. What he's doing right now is exactly what he's going to do. Mobilize people from his OBIO and all those local government and say, let's vote for the president and this and that. Not minded. But at the end of the day, Fubara still remains the leader of the party in the state, and there's nothing we can do about it. Thank God that two people have now said they are no longer in support. Before the week runs out, we are going to see more people who are coming out. And don't forget that all these things are not done because of ordinary people who just come out. Money. Things are going on under under the table. It's not that people will just wake up and say, I'm no longer in support. Things are going on. like you asked me a question about the oil subsidy we removed. What is it? These are the things these are where the oil subsidy are going. You know, because governors have a lot of money right now. Governors are living large. They have a lot of money, but the citizens have nothing to show for the subsidy removal, which they told us that once we remove subsidy, we have a lot of money to do. You hear a critical infrastructure. The most critical infrastructure in Nigeria today, Bola, as I'm speaking to you, are the people. Take care of the people. They are the critical infrastructure. If you build all the bridges and there's nobody that has the strength to climb the bridge, where are the critical infrastructures? People must be taken care of because we are the critical infrastructure. If you don't take care of the people, how then what if you have development all over the place and nobody to use it? Where is it is of no use. So we the people are the critical infrastructure which the government must take care of.
Thank you very much. Now, our dear listener, you can join the conversation this morning by calling the studio lines. They're on and available. They're available now, 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. I'll call the numbers again, 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. You can also send your messages or drop your comments on our Facebook Live session at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. Send us a WhatsApp message to 0915-4999-893. That's 0915-4999-893. All right. This headline on the Daily Trust. Katsina, fresh attacks amidst bandits release plan. It says Katsina State has recorded fresh attacks on civilians even as the government prepares to initiate the release of many bandits held in custody as part of community-driven peace agreements. I never thought that the day would come when I would hear that the government, is planning the release of bandits. But let's read on. It says bandits were said to have attacked the wedding convoy at Oduekun-Ayoola village in Kankara, local government area of the state, and killed at least 2 guests on Sunday night. The attack was also said to have led to 17 people, including the bride, being abducted and several others injured. 8 of the abductees later escaped and were reunited with their families on Monday. 1 person was reportedly killed in another attack on Jaga village along the Kankara-Sheme Road, also in Kankara, local government area on Sunday. Now, the state's Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Nasir Muazu, had in an interview with DCL Hausa on Saturday justified the government's plan to facilitate the release of 70 persons facing trial for alleged involvement in banditry as part of efforts towards consolidating peace deals with armed groups operating across the state. He said the state government had set up reconciliation committees across local government areas to compile the names of detained bandits for review by the courts before any release is carried out. Residents of Oduekun-Ayoola village who spoke to Daily Trust correspondents yesterday said the bandits targeted the wedding guests shortly after they arrived at Oduekun-Ayoola. You know how they say the peace of a graveyard? Shouldn't this be what they will be expecting? Fragile peace if this happens. And why are we even having the conversation about releasing bandits at all?
But that is you see, when you engage in talks with bandits and terrorists, you are conferring recognition of those people. You understand? You have shown the world that you actually recognize them. Is a weak state that if anything that has to do with the terrorists and bandits should not be for conference table. You deal with them decisively. But do we have the capacity to deal with them? Yes, we have the capacity, but we don't have the will to deal with them. Now the state is mulling the idea of releasing 70 bandits that are supposed to face trial.
And this is obviously not the first time they're signing peace deals.
They have done it severally, and you look, such people cannot keep their own side of the bargain. They can't, because they are not normal people.
Let me take you further. The commissioner That's the Katsina State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, listed the conditions for the peace agreements with the bandits, and I'll read them out. He listed the conditions as including allowing the bandits access to markets to buy and sell, allowing them to visit hospitals for medical treatment and to see their relatives, allowing them freedom of movement without harassment or intimidation, allowing them to mix freely with the public, an end to attacks on towns and villages, an end to kidnappings for ransom, release of kidnapped persons, and release of bandits being held by government authorities. The question here is, I'll put out an analogy. When someone steals, when someone breaks into your house, right, steals from you and rapes your wife and children, and then it's, they go to the police station, and then you say, and then probably the police says, oh, so that they won't do that another time, right? Let's release the thief and the rapist. Let's release the person, and then let's allow him free access into your home. And let's allow him to mingle with your children, so that he won't do what he did again.
Bola, that goes to show you that we are not serious. These people are not serious. That's why governance has collapsed in Nigeria. Look, Bola, do you think a governor who knows what it takes to be in office will be saying, doing this thing that this man is doing? You see, when we talk of fall in standard of education, fall in standard of this, there is fall in standard of governance. People who are not even qualified to take care of a leadership position.
And let me tell you what the commissioner went on to say to absolve the Katsina State government. He said that the government had initially said it would not negotiate directly with bandits, but it didn't stop the communities from doing so. And so it's the communities that have been negotiating with the bandits. And because Katsina State, according to him, this is quoted, Katsina State government is a government of the people.
Yes.
And therefore, whatever the people do in pursuit of peace, the government will not stop them or undermine their efforts.
Then what's the role of the government in protecting lives and property? You see, Bola, we are the thing is getting messier. And this thing that Katsina State is doing, other states will take over the same thing if nothing is done. You don't deal with terrorists. You don't deal with bandits. You deal with them decisively. Because if you treat them with kid gloves, you are encouraging other people to come up.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is George. I'm calling you from Ologwe.
You're welcome, Mr. George. How are you doing today?
I thank God.
All right, let's have your contribution. Yes, sir.
Those conditions you just read now, are they your own words or?
No. They are direct quotations from the commissioner.
Somebody who is in government, who is supposed to be working for you.
Yes, they are direct quotations from the Katsina State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs.
Okay. Do you think that man is a normal human being?
I can't say.
Okay. I think I will stop calling stations. Let me wait until the day they will come to my gate.
We pray that day doesn't come. We pray that day never comes.
There's no other thing we are discussing now more than politics and how they will get to office and all the rest of it since the last election. And now, they are now asking us to allow terrorists to enter into our house, eat with our children, and when they pick anyone they want to pick and go and ask you to bring 20 million. Is that a normal society? Enough is enough. We are not. Nigerians are not thinking right at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George.
I
agree that it sounds so ridiculous.
No, but that is where we are right now. That is where we are right now as a people.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my honorable OAP.
Good morning to you,
God
Mr.
bless
Mary. You're welcome.
Thank you. This is Ngamari calling from Apacha.
You're welcome. Let's have a contribution.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, please do take a good care of yourself. I could see you have a kata.
Thank you. I have the flu. Thank you so much.
All right. Now, I'm so angry this morning. Looking at what you just read, as in what the governor's spokesman was saying yesterday, that you just read that just now. And I was asking myself, are we in a zoo? Are we in a country where we have government? As in, I'm seriously annoyed. The statutory duty of the government is to protect the lives and property of its citizens. And now, all that the government could say is that they want to release 70 more bandits. If initially we have 100 bandits in Katsina that are waging war and killing innocent Nigerians, you now releasing more 70 bandits that have been arrested by security agencies. Now they will see the 70 will add up more to those that we have on ground, and they will go on killing spree. They will still kill and maim Nigerians. I will not be saying that there is insecurity in Nigeria. Is it the same country? Why would somebody be saying that? A good government does not have to negotiate with bandits. You send them to where they belong. And the thing is, I pity those security agencies in that state, because it takes them fortune. It takes them days, months, sleepless nights before they could arrest those bandits. So don't forget the fact that some of those security personnel, they were killed in the process. And now they are able to arrest you like 70. And they were supposed to be done. And a government is coming to say that they will be releasing them. Is that the same country? What? Let me just stop, because I'm seriously boiling. The point I want to say is that those 70 bandits should not be released. And they are saying that they should go into the market to be buying goods and whatever. They should go into to medical care. That means that if they should be shot by security agencies, then they will be taken to hospital, and they will be treated and go back to the forest and be committing the atrocities again. Oh my God! Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me tell you. But let me even add something here before we round it off. The thing is, we don't need to ask further question about terrorism sponsors. They are already coming out gradually.
They are coming
out one after the other. And also, those security operatives in Katsina State, they'll be demoralized.
Of course,
because
this is only lending credence.
I'm coming. You have not handcuffed them. There's nothing they can do. These people we call leaders. Yeah? That's why when they say there should be mental evaluation for people, for civil servants, no, governments, they said it last December. They sent out a circular. There will be mental evaluation for civil servants who will be employed. There should be mental evaluation for anybody that wants to be a leader in Nigeria, so that we know whether you are normal or not normal. You understand?
All right. As we gradually wrap up, former Sokoto State Governor and Senator representing Sokoto South, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, has said he would welcome intervention by the international community in Nigeria's 2027 general elections, provided it helps to ensure a credible process. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning to you, sir. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. All right.
I'm surprised about what
your name, sir, and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Ayo, calling from Apata.
You're welcome, Mr. Ayo. Go ahead, please.
I think I wouldn't want to be abusive, but it needs to be taken away from governance. Whoever took that decision is not a governor, he's not a leader. He's nothing but... sorry, I still don't want to...
Yes, please don't be abusive. Thank you so much.
But that is bad. Bad for the state and bad for the people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayo, for your contribution. It's really hard.
It's ridiculous.
Not to have bad words.
Yes.
And we totally understand, but we thank you so much for your restraints,
They
Mr.
all
Ayo.
need mental evaluation. Our leaders need it.
Now, as I was saying before we quickly wrap, I want to talk about this. Former Sokoto State Governor and Senator representing Sokoto South, Aminu Tambuwal, said he would welcome intervention by the international community in the 2027 general elections, provided that it helps to ensure a credible process. Is this something to welcome? Seeing what's happening in Venezuela, right? Is this something that will be good for us?
No, Bola, it will be good for us. Let me tell you something. The era of people snatching ballot box and running away with it, massive fraud in election, I think is gradually coming to an end. The world is now watching. Do you know one of the things they brought against Maduro? One of the things against him, that he came into power through fraudulent means.
And he has stayed in power through fraudulent means.
Yes, he has stayed in power through fraudulent means. Apart from narcotic trafficking and all that things, the world is now watching. You cannot just stay in your country and say that, no, I'm claiming sovereignty and do whatever you want to do. They will intervene. Look at what is going on in Iran right now. America is mulling the idea of going in to make sure that protesters are not killed. So those who are planning that 2027, it will be like, as usual, they should have a rethink.
Thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me, Bola.
All right. It has been Perspectives Unlimited. Apologies, we can't take your call anymore. This is why we say you should call earlier in the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Up next is the Sports, AM Sports, and the sports crew is ready to give you the latest stories in the world of sports. And we use this opportunity to call out to the National Orientation Agency and say, please do your job. Enlighten Nigerians as to their rights as citizens of the country. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola, saying good morning to you and God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Tired of listening to the same old content?